Hey, I'm Shane Lyons in the kitchen at Distilled, New York, and today we're going to make onion rings. The first thing an onion ring starts with is the onion. I like the big Spanish ones because, let's face it, a bigger onion ring is better. And I like nice and thick onion rings, so I'll cut it about 1 inch thick. Now I want to push out the center, but I want to be really careful to not break the outside. Now we want to marinate these because if we were to fry it right now, it wouldn't be very good. It'd be kind of flavorless, so that's why we always soak our onion rings in seasoned buttermilk, just salt, pepper, a little bit of buttermilk. I let them sit in there over a day, and you'll see that the onion ring starts to break down a little bit. So we're going to start with our batter and our dredge. So I use 2 types of flour. I use an all-purpose baking flour, AP flour, and then I use tapioca flour, which is really crucial to get max crispiness. So I'm just going to go about half parts tapioca and half parts AP, and you can use a whisk. I like chopsticks, I use them for everything, but you just want to mix that up. So this is going to be your dredge, and then I already have some mixed up here for my batter. Now here's the fun part, beer and vodka. Beer is going to add flavor, it has lots of carbohydrates, you know, it's made from different grains, it's going to add a ton of rich, kind of robust flavor to the onion ring. Now why vodka? Vodka helps raise the evaporation point. So you can fry the onion ring longer before it burns. That way you can get it super crispy. So when you're cooking with alcohol, don't worry about it. All the alcohol is going to cook off, so it's safe for mom, dad, and all the kids. For 1 cup of dry flour mixture, I would say you need about a cup of liquid. It shouldn't be super thick, but it shouldn't be terribly loose either. It should be just enough to coat the onion ring. So now we're going to move to fry. So I fry in 100% canola oil. My fryer is running just a little bit hot right now, which is okay because we're about to put a bunch of cold things in it. So you want to start with your oil just a little bit above where you want it. So typically I fry at 350 degrees. So we take our onions, knock off any excess liquid. We're just going to coat it in that dredge of AP flour and tapioca starch. We want to make sure it's coated, but not completely caked. And into the batter it goes. So we want to really coat this thing. So I like chopsticks now because it allows me to move the onion ring without getting batter everywhere or all over my fingers. And then when it's time to drop them in, I just use the tip of the chopstick, let all the excess fall off, and I slowly drop it in, and I kind of wave it in. So it lets the batter set up. There you go. And you want to move fairly fast because I don't want it to overcook. Wave it in, drop it. Wave it in, drop it. So we'll let those fry for about 3 minutes on 350 degrees. Just as I start taking on color and getting a crust, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to let them cool down completely. And in fact, they're better if you freeze them. On your first cook, you've cooked out all the excess moisture. On your second cook, you're going for crispiness. And when you freeze it, what you're doing is you're allowing the starches to really seize around the onion ring, which is going to give you optimal crunch. So we've let these rest. We've just pulled them out of the freezer. They're about maybe a minute of defrost, and I'm going to drop them in. I'm just going to let them fry. I'm going to watch my thermometer. As you add cold items, the heat's going to come down, and you really don't want it to go below 350. All right, so we're good to go. It's important to drain off that excess oil. And you can feel the top of it. Nice and crunchy. I'm going to give them a good seasoning. So we're just going to crank on some sea salt. All right, so now we go for the onion tower. Now, I like to garnish these with some nice fresh scallions. And we make a sauce here at Distilled called burnt scallion. And what it is burnt scallions, ginger, jalapenos, lime juice, a little bit of sherry vinegar, some canola oil, some sugar. And then you've got to have something to dip in. So what we do is a very nice preserved lime mayo. All right, there you go. Crunchy, crispy onion rings, burnt onion sauce, some preserved lime mayo. Make it at home or come down to Distilled, New York and try it for yourself.